That's better. Hello, good morning. My name is Caroline from Bubbly Maths, and we're going to play some games with numbers. So I hope you're ready. Oh, just adjusting my seat. So let me just share the video, because what we're going to do is we're going to need, wait. Oh, there it is, that one. We're going to need some bits of cardboard. So if you find a box and you go with a grown-up, a pair of scissors, and cut out 10 little bits of card, and then with something to draw with, you maybe cut out 10 and your grown-up cut out 10, and then you write all the numbers. First of all, write all the numbers, and then the next thing you're going to do is, you can do this afterwards, you can play the video back again, write all the numbers, and then you've got to put them in the right order. Put them in the right order, and then, before we put them in the right order, sorry, because this way we're going to check on the back, we're going to put the number of dots that number means. So on the number of 0, how many dots do we have? None. On the number 9, how many dots do we have? 9. So get all of those ready, and then you can put them all in order, and then once you've got them in order, you can go on the back and you can check and you can count up. 0, 1, 2, and you can get them all in the right order, and then once you've got them, we can play the game. But I'm just going to play the game now, and you can play the game by talking, and then later on make the cards, and we can play the game. You can play the game properly. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the numbers in a bowl, and the first game we're going to play is who can pick the biggest number. So let's see. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to pick out a number. Oh, that's quite a lot of dots. Whoops, that's quite a big number. So I'll write the number 7 here. That's what I got. And now, what number are you going to pick? I'll have to pick out a number for you. Let me see, what's your number? Oh, number 4. So this time, and you can check what it's worth on the back, count the dots. So this time, so that's me, and that's you, and you got 4, and I got 7, so I won. So we've got another one here with who got a point, and this time I got a point because I won that one. Now let's see, let's just play that again. Let's see. And the first person to make 5 points is the winner. So it's not over yet. Let me see. I'm going to pick O. Oh, well, that's not very many dots, is it? Oh, that's not very many dots. Okay, it's your turn. What's your number going to be? 3, and that's definitely more dots than 0. It's more dots than none. So this time you won, so you get a point. And the first person to get to 5 points wins. And if you're not sure which number is a bigger number, just count the dots. This one has more dots than that one. So this 7 is a bigger number than 3. It has more dots. There you go. That's got 7 dots and that's got 3 dots. So that's the first game. That's game number 1. Game number 2. We're going to get a little bit adventurous, and we're going to go for numbers that are more than 10. And for this, we're going to need to make a number line. Now, a number line, I've actually made loads of number lines here, and they all have different numbers on them. But all you have to do is make a number, make sure they're all the same length. You can start with 1, but if you make them all now, then you'll have them ready for when you get to bigger numbers. Make 5 bits of cardboard, all the same length, and then start with the first one. With the first one, you don't even have to write all the numbers on. if you're still working, which I know many of you are already on bigger numbers, because this is if you're 4 though, you might want to stop at where's my ruler? I've got my ruler out and I've measured this, and I've measured it up to here. So each one of these is, well, that's there, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19, and you write 20 there. I'm not going to write these numbers on here. You write the numbers, 1, 2, 3, get your grown up to write them, or if you've got an older sibling or somebody with you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Those are the numbers you want to write, and put the 10 nice and up here. You can put 0 there. I'll put 0 there, and you put a 10. I'm not going to put a 10. I'm going to put, I've got bigger numbers going on, and then the next 10, that's 0, 10, and then the next one there, which in your case would be 20. So I'm not going to waste this one. I'm going to use this for bigger numbers for children that are 5 and 6. Because even if you're not long been 5, by the time you get to 6, your numbers will be higher. Now, for the lower numbers, what we've already dealt with up to 10, and now what we're going to do is we're going to start with, we can decide, do we want to have a 1, or no, we were going to have a 1. So we're going to start with a box, and we're going to have a 1 in the first spot. We're saying that's what we're going to have, and then we're going to play the same game again. The same game again. Now this 1 here, by the way, is worth 10. So you'll start with, if you make another box with the dots, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So every number that you pick out now is going to be that many more than 10. So let's see what the first number is going to be. Again, we play exactly the same game. We can just keep this game going, but we'll just use bigger numbers. So I'm going to pick out a number. This is going to be me, and I've got a 5. So I'll put this down. Well, I have to put it away, but I'll write down 5 in here. I've got a 5. So what number do you need to get to have a bigger number than me? Let's start with that. Let's start with just picking out the numbers, and then we'll talk about what they are in a minute. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I think you have beat me on this one. Let's have a look though. Let's look back. We had 5. We'll check the number of dots. Got to find the number 5 now. Where is it? Can you help me find it? Oh, there it is. So is 6 bigger than 5, or is 5 bigger than 6? Count the number of dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 has more dots than 5. 6 is bigger than 5, but we're not going to put the number straight on. Now we have another number in front. What does that number mean? Well, that number, remember, if it's in front, if it's in that second position, it means it's worth 10 dots, or 10 is worth 10 of whatever number we're talking about. So one of us got 15. If it's gone past here, we're not less than 10, we're more than 10, because we have a 1 in front. So that 1 tells us that we're between 10 and 20, and it's worth 10 dots. And we had the 5 is worth 5, and then we had the other one. So that's 10, remember. That's 1, and then you got a 6. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I got 15 and you got 16, and you can, so you got more dots than I did, you got a bigger number than I did, so you got another point. You keep playing until you get to the bigger points. If you are already if you're ready to go to 20s, know what 21 is. Well, if you had a 2 there, I don't know if we want to draw out all the dots, but if you had a 2 in that first box, you would be going past this one. So we'd be going to up to working in our 20s. So this time, instead of putting all the dots on, we're going to work with a number line. So you're going to get a number that's more than 20 and it's less than 30. Because if it was 30, you'd have a 3 there, not a 2. And that 2 means you've got 2 10s. So that is 1 10 there. And that's the first 10, and then the second 10 is here to take us to 20. So every number that follows that is going to be in the 20s. So let's pick out 2 more numbers and see who wins the next round. Oh, I got a 7. That's a big number. So I got a 7. And then let's see what you're going to get. We've got a 2 there, which is 2 10s, which is 10, 20. And what number are you going to get? What number are you going to get? Oh my goodness, no. How can that be? Surely there are many more numbers that are 7 and under that are worth less than a 9, which is the highest number you can get to before getting to 30. My goodness. Okay, let's see who's got the higher number. So I'm going to use my paper clips here. So you got 27. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use this. So if we go back to the 7 and the 4, if we had marked with our paper clip, you're yellow, I'm yellow and you're green. Oh no, you're blue. Wait a minute, you're blue. You're blue. I'm yellow and you're blue. There you go. And the numbers get bigger. They start at 0, where that means nothing, whether it means you have nothing, you have no sweeties, you have no cake, you have no dinosaurs, you have no lol dolls. So you got a 4, and then the numbers keep getting bigger. I got a 7. So I won that one. It's the only one I've won so far. The next time we got I got 15, which I was quite pleased with, but I was a little bit nervous because there are lots of numbers that are more than 15 and lots of numbers that are less than 15. So I was a little bit nervous, and boy, oh boy, was I right to be nervous, because you've got 16. So the further up you go on the number line, the bigger the numbers are. So you had then 16 dinosaurs and I had 15 dinosaurs. Right, now the next one, I drew, we're now onto 20. So every 2 there means we've got 10, 20. It means we've got 2 10s, 10, 20. And you can do that with dots and draw all the dots out until you start really understanding that you've got lots of dots, and it's far easier to just write it and use a number line. So I've got 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. And I thought, I've got a pretty good chance there that you're going to get a number that's less than 27, because there are lots more numbers that are less than 27 than there are numbers that are more than 7. So what did you do? You went and drew a 9. So yours, one more step from 9 and you've got 30. So that number is 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. And my number was 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And the next number after that is 30. And then you keep counting up from 30. So that's how to play the game. You've won. Did I write that you'd won that one? You won that one, you won that one, and I won the first one. So that's right. You've got 2 points and I've got 1. We keep playing up to the first person's got 5. One person's got 5 points, and that person has won the game. And if you're older or more experienced and you have got to the numbers, then you can play the higher numbers. And we can put these down on the floor. We can move them anywhere we like. You can put a number line on the board, on the wall, and have a number line on the wall and look at it there. But you can also take these little cards and put them on the floor and just get down with them and pick up the numbers and get a paper clip or something that you can mark it with, so you're not writing on the board, so that you can use it again and again and again. And that way we save the planet, which we like as well. Another thing you could do also is you could do it on a whiteboard, but I like these cards. I like these cards. You can let's go and get the number cards, the number line cards, and then we can really get our feel about how much the numbers are worth, where they are, and where they are on the number line, and we can extend it as we understand what 20, and I'd say for all the numbers up to 30, for sure, I would say get the dots out. Up to 20, definitely get the dots out, or get things out, so you actually see 17 things. And you can even do that up to 30, and you can keep doing it, but then you discover it's actually easier to write the number than to get all the dots out or all the things out. That's why we use numbers, because we can do a lot more if we write it down with a 3, and if we had a 31, it's much easier to write 31 than to count 31 things and to store 31 things in a bag to say this is how many. In the olden days it was sheep. This is how many sheep I've got, and they'd have a bag when they have to have a little stone in their pocket for every sheep. And the shepherd would go, when they had to count the sheep on the way in the morning to make sure they were all there, that the wolf didn't get any of them, and in the evening at supper time, or any time they moved from one field, from one area to another, they'd have to count the sheep. Well, they didn't have, long time ago, they didn't have numbers, so they literally had one little stone for every sheep that they had, and as they went by, they'd take the stone from one bag to another, or have it in their hand and put it away, and so that every sheep was worth had one stone. So if they still had a stone in their hand, they were missing a sheep, and they knew how many sheep they were missing, because they could see 1 or 2. They could see, okay, they could see there was 1 sheep missing. It had a meaning: 1 stone, 1 sheep. So it was a lot easier when they could actually write it down. Okay, now I've got 31 sheep, and they didn't have to count stones. They could just count the sheep as they went by. So that's our game for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you play it lots, and then once you when you get a bit, as you get playing the game more and you get into the bigger numbers, you can also play it with a spinner. And the spinner, it's in the resource that comes with the game, and which I haven't put on actually. I need to put that link on. And then what you do is you stick it on, put it, no, not that one, that's not the one I need. Oh well, I have to use this one. We stretch it out. We take a paper clip or any bit of wire that stays still, straighten it out, and then you can just put a pencil in and boing, and spin it, and that's your go. Now once you've got to all the numbers to 100, you can still keep playing the game, and you just keep playing the game up to 100, and you can spin for both numbers. Before that, you can say, well, I want to do in the 20s this time, I want to do in the 30s, and you decide the first. Oh, have I stopped screen sharing? You didn't see what I just did. Silly bubbles. Okay, sorry. We had the spinner. There's me I'm doing the head down here talking, and you can't see what I'm doing again. We had the spinner. We made a spinner. The spinner is, you can print it out in the resource pack, in the activity, and you just literally, once you've got to 100, you can just spin it and spin it twice, and those are your 2 numbers, and then you decide where to put them, and then it gets more. That's kind of, start doing that when you're quite later in your 6 or 7, something like that, or not. You can just, but keep, that's the extension of the game. But you can use the spinner up using the numbers less than, and you can decide, well, I want to have a number that's in the 40s this time, or I want to have a number in the 50s, but you don't want to go higher than the numbers that you know, because otherwise it can be a little bit confusing. Okay, right, now I'll stop the share again. This time I'll talk to you. So thank you for joining me. If you do like this, please do share it. Please do share it. Get your grown-ups to share it on Facebook. And also we are going to set up, we decided yesterday, we're going to set up a special channel, not yet, but soon, especially for early years on YouTube Kids. And we're going to do that, and that's a place where you'll be able to go and see just the things that are for you, that are especially for your age. And so that's at the moment, we've got the Maths Toys YouTube channel, where you've got instructions for all the activities that we're doing for these lives. And then there's a Bubbly Maths channel where we're uploading all of these, plus we're doing activities with soap bubbles and balloons. So we're making math fun with soap bubbles and balloons. Thank you very much for joining us, and I'll see you same time tomorrow. Yay! And we're playing a different game tomorrow. I don't remember what it is. It looks a little bit like tic-tac-toe. We'll see what happens. See you tomorrow. Thank you.